Okay, I'm back. True crimers, partners in crime, my favorite people. This is week 9, part 2. Disclosure: the following content's based on publicly available information and is intended to inform and engage audiences interested in true crime. These are just my thoughts, my feelings, my speculation. These are not facts. Please form your own opinion. Let's get back into it. We were talking about the kids. I don't believe they were in those woods by themselves anyway. They wouldn't have got far. On top of that, the bus driver did an interview, as well as a video came out of a birthday party of the 2 kids. I think it was Jack's birthday. It was a child's birthday. And Lily was on the video with this ear-piercing scream. And according to the bus driver, she does this often, this scream. So if she does this often, you don't think she's in the woods doing the scream? Like the woods where they're going to be like scared, hungry, alone. On top of that, there's some question about the timing. I guess I didn't really get into this too much, but there's question about the timing, whether it was like a couple hours or they said in their interviews 20 minutes. So let's just go with that. How far are those kids getting in 20 minutes? How far? And abduction, it's not impossible, but it's improbable that they're taking 2 children. 2 children. I don't know. The law enforcement says there's no signs of abduction. All the locals are online saying that it is highly unlikely in that area that there is an abduction. It is in the middle of nowhere. If you followed Summer Wells, this is a Nova Scotia version of Summer Wells, in my opinion. Chris McDonough from the interviewer room was on the lab, and he said something that, I mean, it's lighthearted. This case isn't lighthearted, but what he said is, you know, Josh from the lab asked him about what he thought of the area, and he said that it looks like Don and Candace Wells has a vacation home. I thought that was, you know, that made me giggle. Now also, I haven't mentioned yet, but those that have followed know, the kids were not in school. Wednesday they were there Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday they had school off, and then they were not there Thursday, Friday. Because Lily had a cough, so neither kid went. The other thing that I find interesting and very alarming is that they're missing, and the mother never once mentioned the fact that she was concerned about the fact that she's sick. I mean, that was not only are your kids missing, but you have a sick kiddo missing. That makes it even worse. So I'm not buying for one moment that these kids took off on their own. I'm just not. And I don't know that I buy the time frame. They could have very well gone out. I mean, not gone out. Something could have happened Wednesday, Tuesday night, Wednesday, Thursday. We have no idea, right? So they've scaled back the search about a week ago, and they're still searching, but, you know, they're circling back around and just looking at particular areas. So we'll see. But there's just not a whole lot to speculate. I think every possible scenario has been thrown out there on social media. And that's what happens in these cases. When new information stops coming, that's when the speculation and the theories and the rumors start. And then when that stops, like slows down, then the drama can start, right? But this time the parents, in this particular case, the stepfather was out a lot, but I don't think I've heard from him in recent days. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong. But the mother has just not said anything. So, you know, in the case of Summer Wells and Sebastian Rogers, what kept them out there was the drama, right? And not only that, like, in all 3 cases, parents are, in the public opinion, not official, not a lot by law enforcement, but in the public opinion, they're suspects. So something I have been wondering, and I wondered it when Sebastian went missing, and I wonder it now. Do you think that when, okay, let's take Summer Wells. the heat was on Summer Wells and Dawn and Candace for years. I mean, she went missing June 15th, 2021, and for years, that is what the true crime community was focused on. Rightfully so, right? That little girl needs to be found now. But then Sebastian Rogers went missing, and that case really exploded. And do you think Dawn and Candace were relieved because the heat was now, shifting? And now that the true crime community has shifted over to Lilly and Jack, and this has gone global, this case, do you think that CP and KP, the mother and stepfather of Sebastian Rogers, are relieved? I would say they are. They don't want this case, I don't think any of these parents, including the parents of Lilly and Jack, were prepared for their cases to go global, viral, There's so many kids that go missing. I was looking today at all the kids just in the recent years from Tennessee, and there are so many that I've never even heard of. And then you have these cases, and I believe they go huge because, well, in Sebastian's case, we had an autistic boy, so that right away, made headlines. And then you start getting into the dynamics, and the red flags start going, and that gets the case spiraling. And same thing with Summer, and now Lilly and Jack Sullivan. And I don't know. So that's kind of what's going on. Not a lot, right? And we can just only hope that the law enforcement is doing what they need to do. I think they are. And they are going to, hopefully sooner than later, find a resolution. Hopefully find the kids alive and well. Wouldn't that be amazing? But no matter what, find out what happened and let there be a resolution to this situation. Also, I'm praying for Sebastian Rogers. I'm praying for Summer Wells. We have to do our part to keep their names out there. I'm just a new very little channel on talking about true crime. But, I want to start finding these kids that haven't got any airtime, haven't got their names out there, and start getting their names out there because they deserve it as much as everyone does, right? It'd be great if every true crime channel took a different case to talk about and to go over and make the public aware of these poor kiddos. Because people don't vanish without a trace, but it's happening more and more. And with all the technology we have today too, I don't understand. But anyway, those are my thoughts on this True Crime Friday. And I want to know all of your thoughts. So please let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think of this series. And I will see you on True Crime Monday. I will see you later.